Hey, how's it going, guys? Chris here. I want to thank you first of all for sticking around to the video until now. I will be guiding you through the config, and I will be also be answering some of your frequently asked questions that I am foreseeing from now. And I will be also be giving you some information about the resource that maybe you haven't known. So yeah, this is going to be a first take and last take, because it's 3 in the morning, as you can see on the bottom right of my screen. But still, I wanna give the message out. I wanna finish up with this video because the most important thing was showing the features itself in video, and now here we are. I'm gonna explain the config and everything to you and what is possible and what is not possible. But I think everything is possible with this resource itself. So yeah, okay. Frequently asked questions. Let's start with the first one. As you might seen in the 5M forums, I'm stating that this server is server synchronized. What does this mean? Server synchronized means that everything, whatever happens to the server, is updated in all the players and it's saved on the server itself. Which means if you log out and re-log into the server, you're not able to re-rob the bank, or at the same time when you see some NPCs, because they are locally spawned, of course, because we're using polyzones and we have to despawn them and respawn them, they're gonna be locally. But all clothes and these things are gonna be the same for everyone, and the way they're walking should be around approximately the same, because they're still spawned locally. And we can't really do many things about it because we're trying at the same time to save some resources, but we're still sending the values if the pets are dead or hurt. So yeah, everything is server synchronized and should be working for everyone. Same with animations and particles, with thermites and explosions. So yeah, so let's dive. Before we dive, actually, I'm gonna be saying also about dispatch systems, because I know all of you who are thinking to use this resource have a variety of dispatch systems. So it's very easy to implement your own dispatch systems, and I will be guiding you in support of, for sure, on how you can do it yourself, but it should be not more than 10-minute job, I will be posting a detailed explanation in maybe a text, or better a video, actually a better video, with 2-3 well-known dispatch systems, so you can actually use yourself. And in the near future we can also as well provide you with an option to use it from the config, because I know that there are many dispatch systems in the outside world, and I'm using myself CD dispatch, but the one we are using here, it's not a dispatch system at all. It's basically just an information tool that shows you a blip on the map, and also a blip, not only a blip, but a message in the chat for whoever's a policeman. So it's still like a dispatch system, but not as advanced as the ones that are in the market, that provide you with UI and many more features. So yeah, let's start with the config now. What do we have here? So firstly, we have check version. As you know, our resources do get updated very frequently. If any bugs are found, any things that are causing problems, and also additions. For example, store robberies until now has been updated 25 times in the span of year, I think. Yeah, year. Pacific Bank Robbery 10 times, and Better Fight I don't even remember, to be honest. So yeah, language, we do have one language at the moment, only English, because unfortunately I'm the only one who speaks Greek and English. So, and I'm not really planning to add support for Greek, because our language consists of weird characters which are not fully supported in GTA, and they look weird, so we're using English. But for any people who are using Latin characters, and let's say you're German or something, or French or something, I am more than happy to add more languages. Of course, after people do buy the resource and tell us, oh, hello, we have a French version of it, you can please put it inside so more people can get it. of course we will do it, and we're gonna add it on an update. So yeah, as for frameworks, what do we have? We have this resource first of all, it's standalone, by the way. It's standalone. You don't need it. You don't need to pay. You don't need a core for it to work. Cores are only used for items and money. Nothing more. Nothing more. And jobs, of course, jobs. What am I speaking about? So we are supporting fully ESX, the newly Cubas, the old Cubas, and VRP. These are the four ones, excuse me, that we are gonna support fully, and I don't think you're gonna have any issues with it. So yeah. As for debug grid, as you can see here, debug grid is basically to see the polyzones, and you can also change the polyzone yourself if you want to make it bigger in main loop.lua. So cop job, as you can see, is check jobs. Surveillance system is to use our other resource. Basically, it's used, as you can see, our surveillance system is used in a way that you can see inside the bank. But at the same time, with these banks, we offer cameras. You can actually hack the cameras, and not only hack the cameras, but you can force the clerk inside, with chances, of course, with chances. Because it can actually, this clerk can fool you that, oh, I don't want to turn off the cameras, but he's gonna lie to you. And you won't really know about it unless you can actually check the camera yourself. But this config thing is only supporting our added resource. To have the full accessibility, you need to actually buy surveillance system. So yeah. Here we have all the police jobs that you can add for your server. Here are two examples, because we are giving you multiple examples. You can add mechanic, anything, whatever you can imagine of. Because I know many servers don't have just one police job, they can separate it in sections. Let's say you have police job and you have also the sheriffs on the top. So yeah. This is also the same thing for VRP. Now, pets reset time. What does this mean? This basically means how many minutes does it need for the pets inside to reset. Why do we have this? Because our pets and our NPCs inside the bank are different. Every 30 minutes they change, and they do different animations. They're all of them randomized, by the way. They're randomized, fully randomized, to give a real perspective of it's a real bank. So yeah, now it's set in 30 minutes. So yeah, use blips. It's to have blips for the bank itself when you can see it on the map. Then we have this one here. This is very important. This is actually the dispatch. Police call means that you want to use the dispatch, and below it tells you how many seconds you can set it on. I would suggest, if you have your own dispatch system and you're not using like you actually have your own framework, to set this to anything doesn't really matter, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. This only matters here, police call. So yeah. Now, alarm sound. You haven't seen this because I didn't include it on the video, because it would be annoying. Kind of. Well, kind of. So we are offering at the same time interact sounds. Basically, when the robbery happens, you can actually hear like a robbery is actually happening inside the bank. And the further away you go, you hear it less and less. But it gives a real life perspective of sound-wise systems. Same with the lockers. Same with NPCs inside. We're trying to give you a real life perspective of how a bank robbery is gonna look like. So yeah. Now, as for this one here, we're using items. Basically, we're using advanced lockpick and thermites and the drills, of course. Haven't changed this actually from Paleto. From Pacific, excuse me, because we're using oxycutters in Pacific. We're having a different mechanism there. So yeah. Now, trigger on armed. What does it mean? The moment the guard sees you with a weapon, only on sight, by the way, only on sight, they're gonna shoot on you. I suggest you a lot to have this on, because it does make sense. It does make sense. If you're gonna come inside the bank with a weapon, of course the guards are not going to just watch you. But if you don't want it and you want to change it, then there's a chance for you to change it. So then we have Discord logs. We have very in-depth Discord logs with all the things. We have cheating logs in case someone tries to trigger an event or try to make money out of the resource. We have everything set up already for you. You just need to add the webhooks. So yeah. Now, disable controls. What does it mean? For drilling. Basically, disable control for drilling means that what controls you cannot click or press, press while you are in the bank. Not in the bank, but drilling. So yeah, these are the standard ones I found. I don't think we need some more, but every server has their own controls, and you don't really want to have a phone opening up while you're drilling because it's gonna bug out. So I would suggest you add all the disabled controls you need here. Now, as for difficulty, this I made it because some people will not like it. Unfortunately, I do have a decent skill level and a harder level, so you can set it up. The higher you go, the harder the difficulty will be. The default one is 5. In the video I was using 4 just to make it quicker. So yeah. Now these here are the instructional buttons. I wouldn't suggest you to change anything about it unless if you really know what you're doing. Basically this allows you to have the small images on the bottom right side, like left, right, up, down. If you want to change this thing speed, move up, down and abort, do it. But at the same time change also these ones. So yeah. Now we have normal buttons like reception, the buttons that are used, the disable cameras button which is used for surveillance system, and some other general buttons that you can change. So yeah, here we list all the items that you're able to use. We have thermite, a C4, an advanced lockpick, and I just realized that I haven't added drill, but I will add it before I release it. Don't worry, I just realized because I was testing it on non-item server. So yeah, I'm gonna add it now, but don't worry, it's gonna be up there. So yeah. That's how good coders are made. Fun mistakes while they're recording their videos. So yeah, let's continue. Comps needed. This is how many cops are needed to start the robbery. Default ones I've seen in normal servers are up to 4 to 5. So yeah, we have alarm coordinates. Alarm coordinates is exactly where it's gonna think the location of the alarm will be in the bank. So the further away you go from this distance, the less you're gonna hear the alarm banging your head. So yeah. Now reset bank. Policemen actually can reset the bank state. Let's say the criminals left and nothing is left and no more evidence left. You don't want to hear also the alarm, you go click the reset button, which is located in these coordinates. So yeah. Now these are a little bit more general things. Employee courts, security courts, so yeah, and random pets courts. So yeah. And let's get to the juicy part. Lockers. So let me explain what's going on here, because it's very important for you to understand if you wanna change anything. But I wouldn't suggest you to change. So yeah, we have the locker court itself, where the blip, the marker will be spawned, and the 3D text. Then we have the heading. Heading will set your position to look directly to the locker, and then we're creating, a camera which is located in this position, so you can see your player from a different perspective. So yeah. As well, this is the rotation. You need to play with this. The only thing you need to really play is the Z value. So yeah. Then we have money giving enabled. This means if it's gonna give you money or not. And this is the range. Each locker has its own range, by the way, so you can set it up whatever you want. You can set the 2 lockers, the first ones, less value, and the last 6 ones higher value. And you can as well add the items you want, different items for each locker. So yeah. Then we have item quantity. This is the maximum amount of items it can give you. Why maximum and not this amount? Because we have chances below. So let's say we have number 7. If we have an 80% chance to get an item from here, it means that there's a loop that will run 7 times. So and every time there's an 80% chance. And if we do really quick a calculator and we just do 7 multiplied by 0.8, you should be getting 5 to 6 Rolexes. So yeah, these ones are just states to make sure everything is working properly, server synchronization, and yeah. And then we have, let's check, safes themselves about money and items it can give you. Then we have the doors themselves. This is important as well because you might want to change it. We have the location of the objects. You can add more as well if you're having a custom MLO. You need to just make sure to find the object name as well. And what I'm doing here, I just put the object name. I found it with Code Walker. And I added these 2 hashes so I can find the hash of it. Okay. Then some more synchronization, server synchronization, and we have 2 types: lockpicking and thermite. Lockpicking has the normal minigame, and thermite has the other minigame. It's not a minigame, it's just an animation actually. And we have the animation itself where it's gonna be played, and the particles themselves. So yeah. Then we go to the vault door. Basically, we have the location itself, again the object that finds it, and then we have 2 headings. What does these 2 headings mean? Basically what we are doing with these 2 headings is that we're starting with a closed state, so it's gonna be closed. If you wanna open it and we want to as well add, let's say, another mini game that doesn't involve bombing, you can actually do it. It's very, very simple. I can help you with it. So I'm giving you these 2 things here, and you can start by not bombing it, but by hacking it. So you're gonna see the door opening slowly, and we're having a loop that starts from 45 to 45 heading, and goes +1 +1 +1 until it reaches to the open state. And it should take like around 20-30 good seconds. So yeah, and of course bomb location and some more synchronization. Now we have cameras. These are for surveillance system. You're gonna set, if you do have surveillance system, you're gonna set your cameras here. And here's the cooldown of the bank, so they cannot actually rob it every 10 seconds. So yeah. This changes fully, by the way. This changes fully, because if they reset the bank, they can do it again. And what I would suggest you in this case is that we can actually provide you with an update that you can have a global cooldown. But what we did on our server is basically you need to get these obtainable items, and they shouldn't be easy. When you use a bomb or a thermite, you cannot use them again. So even if they wanted to, they can go to the bank and they can do like a mini robbery. They will get shot by the guards. If you don't have the weapons to fight them, you cannot kill them, because they cannot be headshotted, by the way. They're pretty hard to kill. So yeah. Now, reception. We have 6 different personalities, 6 different people who work in the bank. Only one works at the same time. And here are the probabilities of them disabling the cameras chance. And now it's set to 50% in all of them. You can make your own customized characters, personalities, on how, let's say, bitchy they are, and how brave they are, so they don't disable the cameras and try to help the cops. Then we have security pets. We have 6 different security pets, and here are the listed of guns that they can have. It's, by the way, randomized from all of these 4. So you can change them. You can actually keep 1 or 2 you like, so they look like they've always been working there. And yeah. And then we have the random pets, as you can see. We have 15 random pets who can take the spot of the 4 pets. So yeah, it's gonna be a variety. And lastly, we have 13 different animations these 4 pets can do. They can do actually the same ones, but actually they cannot, excuse me, they cannot. I made it so they cannot, so they look like they're not doing the same thing. Because I remember when I did a math random, it was always giving me number 3 or 2, and 2 of them were doing the same animation every single restart of the script, and it didn't look nice. So we're still having a good variety. And we have, of course, some Discord colors. So yeah, this is the config itself. I think that's about it about this video. I think I told you everything about what you can change in the config. As for the resource itself, what you can change inside of it, if you do buy it, we're gonna give you fully support with everything, and the more updates will come on their way. So yeah, thank you for watching so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, I also have my own music sound, let's say SoundCloud. So yeah, and you can actually check it out. I release techno, I release Afro techno, this kind of music. So yeah, thank you a lot for watching. Peace and take care, guys. See you around.